Hey guys, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. We passed it just the other day, but we had a YouTube video that was scheduled, so this is one that we're going to be announcing it. So thank you guys so much. It's only been, I think, like 3 months since we started this channel.
Yeah.
And we're already at 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys very, very much for helping us get here. And yeah, guys, we didn't expect to get here so quickly, but we were hoping to, obviously. And as such, we have something very special to announce this Monday because we wanted to be able to focus on this more, wanted to be able to put out more content, we wanted to be able to do more stuff with you guys. And so this Monday we will be showing something alongside the ReZero to that effect.
Really, really appreciative of all of you, all the likes, all the comments, everything. Thank you so much for being here. Watch out for the ReZero episode. Cool announcement.
Thanks again, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
クヌートがもし兄のハラルドを上回る器量を持ち合わせていたならば行方知れずになど
Look at those scars.
済んだかもしれんな
None on his back though.
ビール樽で持ってきて俺ならず者どもめこの町を食い尽くす気かこれじゃ役立つとたらないんだよ
I guess they don't pay. Yeah.
Stop crying.
どうせ王子取られんだったらイングランド軍にくれてやってもよかったな世界中がずーっと喧嘩してたらいいのにな
You suck.
I mean, it kinda is. He just needs to be in the right place.
Yeah.
父の声はあなたの耳に届いているのでしょうか我らの父よ私はあなたの愛を疑っていますやめよ
Angry Kenneth.
父を疑うだとそなたそれでもキリスト教とか恐れを知らない我らが父の愛を疑うことなどあってはならぬ我が子を愛おしく思わぬ父親などいない殿下お待ちを
Someone has daddy issues.
天神の舞台マジかはあレベルはさま
Like, please get out of
ス
here.
ランガは上流の商村を占領しているらしく地元領主から援軍の要請が来ており
Rubbing
ま
the
して
hands together.
生き残った村民の話によると敵兵はおおよそ100
Oh,
Who's the
sure.
girl?
すでに近隣の兵が向かっておるそうですがここは不明とどろくトルケル閣下にもぜひどうもこうもこの季節その位置に単独行動の電順部隊などそういくつもねえだろうよ回路と見せかけて陸路でゲインズ払い鍵付けられ
Group
んのか
bathroom break. How much pee they got?
A lot.
無理だぜ今夜なんてそれはまだ2台しかできてねえ昨日3台目にかかったとこだそうかご苦労さんなら夜までに仕上げろバレたおいよこの雪かき分けてきやがったよっぽど電人が憎いと見えるそんな急がねと脱出の機会を失う分かったらちゃちゃっとやれ分かった
Can't you ask somebody for help? Like,
And leak the trade? Hell no.
なんでバレてるか知りてえ
Actually, that's something interesting.
殿下、そら豆とキャベツとウサギです。
rabbit.
はい、オルフィンが捕まえまして、スープに加えたらいかがかと。
Are we
Looks so much
sure?
like a girl.
Are we sure it's not our girl?
血を抜いて内臓を洗っておけ
He was holding that wrong. He's supposed to like that. He's like that. This is pointless.
Domestic goddess.
ウサギのおかげだ 返してはならぬぞ。
別に悪かねえだろ。
昔タラの料理を作った時、
I mean, he could get in trouble with other rogues.
良い出来だったので父親陛下に持って行ったことがある。だが陛下は召し上がるどころか激しくお怒りになった。王の子が卑しき奴隷の真似事をするな。
王陛下もお忙しかったのでしょう。戦が終わったら鶏料理でも作ってお持ちしましょう。
That's a great idea, right?
Right. Did you not hear his story?
じゃ何があった？敵に見つかったっす。東の森で戦闘が始まりました。
A battle already?
とにかくイングランド兵を蹴散らしたら移動しますんでよろしく。だから初めからウェールズに引き返せと。いや
Quit belly aching.
この鬼を呼んでまだ敵地を進むと抜かすか。基地の聞き方も知らん。
He's really going?
Oh, they're gonna kill him.
Oh no, Ragnar's gonna die.
Goodbye, Ragnar.
剣にかけて愚かさを思い知らせてやるわい。おい、時の声はあっちから聞こえるぞ。
Oh no.
やっと気づいたか。鈍いなあんた。え？貴様ら何を？
I didn't really like you, but just
It was
because
kind of
Canute
important
is
for
gonna be...
Canute, yeah.
Yeah.
あしらとここへ呼び、大事な話がある。遺言なら俺が聞くぜ。話せよ。いいから呼べ。王子殿下に関わることだ。直接話せよ。
He
I don't know
looks
if you're
too
gonna
cool.
make it.
急ぎ。伺いましょう。その遺言。
Ooh, he's there.
Okay.
貴様の神に誓い、不足なくわしの後を引き継ぎ、何があろうと、クノート殿下をお守りすると。何があろうとクヌート殿下をお守りし、戦士ラグラルの意義がある死に報い。ご満足かな。口をしなく、貴様などに殿下を託そうとは。急がれた方がいい。死を大風失っておられる。心構えをしておけ。イエリングの帝臣たちは今、時代のデンマーク王の座を巡って大きく二派に分かれておる。クヌート殿下は一方の派閥の旗頭にされておる。もう一方はクノート様の兄君のハラルド様だ。両殿下のご意志など関係ない。関心どもの勝手な勢力争いだ。そして王陛下はデンマーク王国の分裂を恐れたのだろう。王殿下のうちどちらがを殺す
I know it.
スネモが王子。こたび王陛下が殿下を戦場へ伴ったのは殿下を戦死させるためだ。原因すまれわしの弟が段取りをつけていて。ねえ、なんてこって早い。
Your plans?
Yeah.
そういうことだよ。
His plans are all gone now.
最後に一目でいい。一目でかい。お別れよ。ダメだ。
Yeah, I had a feeling.
殿下。戦が終わったら一緒に取り料理でも
That was sad. I'm sad.
Discussion. So let's start from the top. Little Easter egg, if you can call it that. Not really an Easter egg. Brett Walda. We used to play that mod, Brian Walda.
Yeah.
Or at least we called it Brian Walda. It probably was called Brett Walda.
Yeah.
Where he means basically King of England. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's all that was. But yeah, you guys have anything?
I mentioned this, but I mentioned it while you were getting up. That the king has scars, but he has none on his back.
Yeah, I guess I saw some creases that I thought were scars, but I guess, yeah, he just has some on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is very much probably what the archetypical Dane is. He's probably a reason why people hate Danes, people fear Danes. Is this guy, you saw it on him, he probably was just an unstoppable monster in his day.
Yeah. True. And we saw that Canute, it kind of seems like he suspects that his father is kind of trying to kill him, but he's also kind of denying it. And it was like every father loves his child in the beginning.
Oh yeah, to the priest guy.
Yeah, see, that's the part of the issue with Ragnar. It's maybe it's just jumping ahead a little bit, but it's clearly the theme of the episode. Ragnar, well, what did you guys think about Ragnar and his relationship?
He was like the only person who cared about Canute, basically.
Yeah, but he kind of
Coddled him.
Yeah, I think that's why Askeladd wanted to kill him, because he's like he's not allowing him to move forward, and he needs him to step out of his shell for Askeladd's plans to come to fruition. So he's like, well, I guess I gotta kill this guy. And unfortunately, he didn't know the whole story, and now
he's in trouble. Because he's still gonna have to rely on whatever it is Ragnar's brother was preparing for him.
Planning, right. And I doubt it has anything to do with Canute being king and helping the...
He said go into exile.
Yeah, so that's probably what it was. He's probably preparing an escape.
Yeah.
The thing is, Askeladd's good, but he's running from Thorkel. Now can you imagine the entire Danish army hunting them down?
Yeah.
Because someday, the king's gonna just have enough and be like, no, okay, Harald's my heir. Get rid of Canute.
Yeah.
I tried to give him an old death in battle. Didn't work. Just get rid of him. So yeah, a bit more about the Ragnar relationship is we saw it in lots of pieces. He constantly gets in the way of all the pain.
Yeah.
And that prevents him from growing up.
Yeah, it prevents him from facing that this is the reality and it sucks.
Like he the reason Canute has that issue with his father is because he never allowed him to straight up believe that his father didn't like him, because he didn't want the kid to think his father didn't like him. But he's like, no, he's probably just busy. Nah, let's do this some other time. And he constantly keeps, no, your father loves you. But Canute knows in his heart he doesn't love him.
Yeah.
But it's his world is telling him that it's not the case. And every time that Canute was confronted by somebody, if he saw that Canute wasn't ready for it, he got in the way and started speaking for him.
Yeah.
Which, of course, he's never going to get better if he just keeps getting in the way for him.
Yeah.
So, Askeladd, he saw that and he's like, no, okay, if this kid's going to be the king, if he's going to be the candidate I'm backing, I'm going to handle teaching this kid or mentoring this kid if you're going to be doing it like this. You're just going to be in the way, because there's no way Canute's going to listen to him while Ragnar's alive.
Yeah.
True.
Especially with Ragnar's mentality on his own. He's not going to let anybody... He's not going to let Canute go in front.
Yeah. The other thing from the top was Thorkel and war. What do you think about him and war? I mean, we already kind of touched on it before and talked about it in other discussions, but his thing of he wishes the whole world was always at war. Why do you think he's like that?
Well, I think one thing stems from his size and capacity. He's just so capable, and he's grown up, obviously, in war. It's all he knows as fun, and all that can fulfill his, I guess, come to challenge him, I guess you could say. So to make him feel stimulated, you could say. So I feel like that's the only thing that he's found to fill that void in his heart. Yes, this makes me feel happy, makes me feel like I'm doing something with all this strength. So he finds joy in war. That's what I think.
Or he's just a homicidal maniac.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of think of it like, imagine you were born in this world, 9 feet tall, built like Shaq, but you were fast like Usain Bolt, and you love playing basketball. All you'd ever want to do is play basketball because you dominate. Everybody's cheering, everybody's looking on. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, he's amazing." That's all he'd want to be. So I kind of think of Thorkel as like, he was born in the right time for this, and he'd be crazy not to be killing people. Or at least it's a great use of his abilities. But I think maybe later on we can get into more of his psychology to it, because I do think they touch on it some more later.
And we saw that they mentioned, Askeladd mentioned that they've discussed the killing Ragnar thing.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna do what we discussed. So they've had this plan for a while now.
They're stewing on it.
Yeah. And then we saw Canute. Apparently he likes to cook.
Yeah.
Being the domestic goddess that he is.
Goddess,
right? He's a goddess. One thing that came up was the men are starting to, or at least there's a seed of doubt to Askeladd's leadership a little bit.
Yeah.
At least his luck is turning, and I guess they're are they superstitious in that they would believe, well, he's not seeing as much luck anymore, so should we,
especially in war.
probably or not?
Oh no, almost certainly.
Certainly yes, yeah.
If you make a decision, if there's an argument between two people back then, and there's a storm outside, and you say, okay, fine, we're gonna do this, and there's a lightning strike, that will be interpreted in some way of having to do with the conversation.
Okay.
Everything, because none of this is explained, and if something is unknown and not explained, it has to be somehow connected, assigned from the gods. It always is.
Yeah. So I think they're seeding future episodes of where the men might, would they like turn in the heat of battle and be like, I don't know if we should do this anymore with Askeladd, and maybe not listen to him when he says to do something. And we already see problems with his view of them. He's stated that he hates Danes. Do we believe him or not is another question, but I don't know, it's kind of like this rift that is growing between him and his men.
See, we've seen a seed's been planted, but will it grow?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Is it going anywhere?
Yeah.
I just want to make mention, ear is OP. That's all.
Yeah.
What?
Ear is OP. The ear.
Oh, ear, right?
He's like
oh my
hearing
gosh.
stuff be absorbed into
The
the
snow.
I'm like, bruh.
He is without a doubt the most unrealistic part of this show. Forget Thorkel. Forget Thorkel. Forget everything else. Ear. What the hell, man?
Oh yeah.
Because he's not just hearing things in the distance and he can make it out. He can give you like coordinates of which direction they're moving. Remember when he said 2 guys to the east and they shot into the distance and killed them? Like, what?
I think Askeladd's men would die sooner if it wasn't for Ear, because they wouldn't know that Thorkel was coming or prepare for battle or time to kill Ragnar or any of that. They would be sitting eating food and having fun for days, and then they would just be ambushed. So
speaking of which, what do you think the battle was that you heard?
Oh, I think it's a fake battle. I don't think it was
It was fake. It was fake.
Yeah, I think it was totally fake, because as soon as they killed Ragnar, the sound stopped.
Yeah.
Well, was it? Yeah, it was just service. They would have time to. Anything else, guys?
And it is established right at the end that the king does want to kill Canute.
Right, I had that.
Yeah. King Sven seems like a hard man. What do you think of his reasoning that has been given? Obviously, we haven't heard Sven's opinion on anything. Just eating raw meat back there. But what do you think of why he would do this? They said he's afraid of the kingdom splitting. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it makes sense, especially during a time of war, and then you also have infighting about who's going to be the next king. That would be, and already know one of your sons are very not suited to be king. So,
I mean, he grew up in warfare. He's got Kingdom of Denmark. He launches an invasion to conquer England. He has 2 sons. We don't know anything about Harold, but he's described him as talented, so he's probably a warrior. And he's got the other son that doesn't want to fight at all. So if we're talking just cold, hard lizard emotion.
Lizard emotion.
You gotta kill Canute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't see, since the factions that are fighting for one or the other, I think his fear is legitimate in that the kingdom might very well split. I don't know if they're gonna like, I don't know much about them, but I don't know if they will be like, okay, fine, Harold can be king, you know? So I think King Sven is kind of backed into a corner if he really wants Harold to be king.
Yeah, and I gotta think about it. Like, if Canute became king, what kind of a king would he be?
Yeah.
Like, he would be easily used.
Yeah.
So, do you really want someone like that who would be king?
Or on top, I guess that's what you said. I was gonna say he would become a puppet king to the
That's essentially
Yeah,
what I was
that's
trying to
right.
get to.
That was the power struggle. Yeah, because they were
he has no backbone.
Mm.
He would just do what they say, especially without Ragnar now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, Ragnar can only... He speaks for him, but there's only so much weight he can carry. At the end of the day, it needs to be Canute.
Yeah.
You have anything else, though?
No.
No? Okay, so then just one thing I wanted to touch on that I found interesting. The whole two carpenters, they were Danes.
Mm-hmm.
They're carpenters in the Danes, but tradesmen were very much, like, you want to hear like a trade secret, it really was trade secrets. Because my history professor actually told me that it used to be that when cities were formed, they set up guilds to determine how many of what could be in a city. Like, there was a guild for everything. There's a guild for like shoemakers, there's a guild for belt makers, everything. And if a new guy came to the city and they said, okay, we don't have room for another this, you gotta leave. You could not set up shop. Because it was we make our livelihood off of this thing. We make barrels in this family. And if one died, then they would search out for somebody who could fill the place. But it was all highly restricted. So when you come across, there's only 2 people in this army that can do this, it probably legitimately was because they did keep it a trade secret. Though maybe in their case, it's just they're the only ones interested. But back in those times, it was something that, no, if you know to do something, you don't tell anybody else, because it's something you can live off of. That if you tell somebody else, it could risk you, because everybody stays together.
Yeah. Cool.
That's all I've got.
Cool.
All right, so that's it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys very much for being here. I do believe today we will be watching 2 of these episodes, so if we say something in the next episode that hinges off of this episode, keep in mind that it's going to take us a while for the information that you gave us in this comment section to process, essentially. Yeah. So if you correct us and we repeat it in the next episode, it's because that episode was from before you told us. So thank you guys very much for being here. Very interesting episode. We had a lot more to talk about and discuss than last time, and I can say with confidence it's going to only get better as we go along. So thanks again for being here. We'll see you guys next time on React Pact. Bye-bye.
Bye.